zone, and the Big Orange ready to do battle. This matchup today, part of the lifeblood of the sport. A rivalry game where the results will be remembered for a lifetime. As we'll see, the winners of 3 straight, the Alabama Crimson Tide, taking on the #1 team in the land, the Tennessee Volunteers. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. Alabama about to kick off to get things started. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. So the Tennessee Volunteers offense will get the first crack at it here. Legendary Tennessee coach General Bob Neyland used to say you never know what a football player's made of until he faces Alabama. We're about to find out what everybody's made of, guys.
Yes, we are. And this rivalry is so great. Growing up in the South, man, you knew the 3rd Saturday in October was Throwdown, was big-name Tennessee, big-name Alabama, Jesse, and they were going to go at it.
And, David, it just feels like when these two teams take the field, there's just a different energy in the stadium. Regardless of where they're playing, someone's going to be enjoying victory cigars when this one's over. Can't wait to find out who.
A negative play to open the drive. Let's see what they've got on 2nd and 14. A quick pass on the fly motion. Couple of guys there to get him on the ground. The Volunteers want to move quickly. Quarterback touch pass on the jet sweep. Dragged down to the turf, but not before getting the first down.
Just went with something very easy, very reliable. Flip it forward, let your receiver do the rest. I only got to get a few yards. Nice job, nice execution. First down.
The short hands, it's Proctor. They make the stop after the catch, and still some work to do to pick up that first down. And now on 2nd down for this offense. Power football with the run. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
I'll tell you, this defensive end, not only can he pass rush, but he can play the run as well. You see him beat the offensive lineman there trying to block him and get in the backfield to make that tackle for loss. That was impressive.
Pre-snap motion, quarterback trying to get a read. Receiver on the move gets the touch pass. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down.
And how about setting the tone right there? Like, you're going to cover this guy coming across the field. Get it to him early on the first drive. Let him know this playmaker is going to be touching the ball early and often, and he picks up the big game.
Really good surge for this offense. They move the chains, and he's got it at the 34.
Well, this is one of the fastest quarterbacks in college football, and that's why the option's a good idea. Because if he can get out in space and he gets a chance to get downfield, he is really difficult to tackle, and he's very difficult to catch. As you saw in that last play, getting a first down.
Ball still spotted at the 34. It's 2nd and 10. Out of the gun to give to the back. Tennessee put the big into the Big Orange as they blew out Alabama the last time they met.
I mean, this rivalry meaning so much, and Tennessee smashing the Crimson Tide last year has to do a lot for their confidence. And Palmer, you know the Crimson Tide having a year to stew on that will be a little bit upset.
Alabama was embarrassed.
And into the end zone. Gets it into the end zone, but wait a minute. We'll have to check out the laundry on the field. Amazing how many times an offensive holding penalty will stall a drive. We'll see if the offense can overcome it. 9th play of the drive coming up, but they'll have to convert 3rd and long to keep it going. Wide receiver shows motion. Touch pass on the jet sweep. He couldn't find anywhere to go, and now it's 4th down.
And as an offense, you've got an unconventional call. You're trying to get your receiver the ball using pre-snap motion, but you've got to do a better job up front blocking. Couldn't get it done, and now it sets up 4th down.
This offense has moved into plus territory, and they want to keep the heat on. They'll go for it on 4th down. He's going for a big play downfield. Downfield and incomplete. The defense holds. So Alabama's offense has its first opportunity of the day. As we take a look at our impact players for this one, what are you looking for, Jesse, for a guy to make an impact?
Well, these are simply put the leaders of this football team, and generally games go how these guys play. If they make plays, then they've got a shot to win this one.
No doubt, they got to show up. These are the team leaders. These guys have to play well if they're going to win the football game.
And that is a nifty bit of navigation to get through that traffic and get the first down. This crowd bringing the energy and noise early. The sweet feet keeping the play alive. Good run on the play, and he slides to avoid the hit.
You know, QBs want to make those big plays. They want to put up the big stats. But when nothing's there, sometimes you just tuck the ball, get a minimal gain. I like the slide, by the way, to get down and don't take a big hit.
They'll rip off 8 on that play. It's 2nd and 2.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on 1st down, man, you are doing just that.
8-yard pickup on 1st down leaves them with 2nd and short. To the air, it's Osborne. Nobody around as he makes the catch. Touchdown, Alabama! What a catch and run for 6. And it feels good to land that first big punch against a rival, doesn't it?
No doubt. In a game like this, too, you just want to be executing it at a high level early. So, David, that's got to feel great getting on the board first.
And settles everyone down. All the nerves, all the emotion of this rivalry game. Now everybody can kind of settle in because you know you already got a touchdown on the board.
Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. The Volunteer offense is back, and they hope it's touchdown time in Tennessee. They've got it back after that last drive stalled out, and they were stopped on 4th down, David.
Yeah, and they put a little bit of a drive together, but, Jesse, they stalled on the other side of the field, and they got to find a way to keep that momentum going as they get closer to the end zone.
I agree. I do like their mindset, though, and I think they need to continue being aggressive moving forward in this game.
Give to the running back. And with that stop, we are headed toward the end of the first quarter. So Alabama takes the lead into the quarter break. We've played one. Before we move on, let's have a look at the stats. Now to see if these guys can get back in the game in the second quarter. They've changed ends of the field, now facing 3rd down as they go back to work. From the gun, wants to pass. He uncorks a bullet to the right. Oh, and he gets downfield for the big catch. Touchdown ball! And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing. Well, I'm not sure who was closer to the receiver there, the defensive backs or us here in the booth.
That was great execution on offense. Receiver wins the route one-on-one, shows off the speed, gets himself wide open. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that ball. Nice job.
That one bounds through the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. Jesse looking to take it down the field for back-to-back touchdowns.
I think it's really important for them moving forward, too, to have a lot of balance, right? You want to be able to keep this defense guessing, Paul.
Yeah, and you got me searching for answers after that last drive. You stack another drive on top of this, their defense's heads are going to be spinning all over the place.
Really good-looking run. You know, you think about the legacy Alabama has at the running back position. It's ridiculous. Mark Ingram won a Heisman, obviously Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs. I'm going to go back to Sean Alexander, who I played against back in the day, too. All these guys had speed. All these guys had vision and quickness. And this guy right here, he has all of those traits himself. Just another big-time talent in the Crimson Tide backfield.
Alabama quickly back to the line.
Well, after that last play, you can see how electrifying this guy is and how special he is after he makes the catch. If I'm on offense, I'm trying to find a lot of ways to get him touches in this game.
From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. Second down coming up. Looking to throw, it's Osborne. He looks that one in nicely. Alabama with a 1st and 10 here. From the gun, running back on the move. He pushes his way down to the floor as they get closer and closer. These guys have really performed at a high level in SEC play, and the task is to try to keep this groove going.
Yeah, when you start the season like this, man, this is exactly what you drew up. Win your conference. Be great in your conference. Get to the...
And the field goal unit is on the field. From the left hash, this one shouldn't be too much trouble. And it's no good. And here in the second quarter, we remain all knotted up.
And that hurts missing that field goal, especially when you're going up against a defense like this. One of the best in the entire country. You have got to be able to come away with points when you have opportunities.
Touch pass on the jet sweep. Crosses to 35. And they'll finally bring him down after he rips off a huge play. One big play to get it up near midfield. Now they're in business at the 47. Motion from the offense. Touch pass on the run. And he's tripped up, but not before picking up the first down.
Yeah, and way to be creative, way to get the ball in the perimeter really quickly, get some speed outside. All you got to do is secure that edge, and you're just trying to get that first down. Nice job. Nice play call by the offense.
The clock has stopped, and we've reached the 2-minute warning before halftime. It's 1st and 10 for this offense from the 42. Nice move to pick up yardage. And he's able to shed one tackle and pick up pretty good yardage.
I think tackling is about effort most of the time. It's about how much passion, how much physicality you can bring to get your guy on the ground. Refuse not to get him on the ground. That's not a big back. You got to get that guy on the ground. You can't let him pick up an extra couple yards and stay ahead of the sticks.
He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play.
Got to give the defense credit. Watching film, anticipating. They knew that this offense had this play in their back pocket. They knew about the speed of this wide receiver and different ways they were going to try to get him involved. Everybody on defense on the same page, playing together. I love it.
A 3rd and long coming up here. From the gun, wants to pass. Back open in the middle. Makes the grab, and it's enough for the first down before he's dragged to the ground. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half.
And had they not picked up that first down, it would have been decision time for the head coach, right? You're kind of in no man's land on the fridge. Are you trying a long field goal? Are you going for it on 4th down? But because of the execution there and the nice throw, let's keep this drive going. Let's see if we can get 6.
A most efficient pickup of 6 on first down. It's 2nd and 4.
Well, you got to give the defense a lot of credit on this play because they were doing a nice job understanding who had the football and where they were. So a nice job by the defense rallying around that ball carrier and now not giving up the first down.
He steps out of bounds, but it will be enough for a first down.
All right, defense, that's what we can't do. We can't give up this many chunk yards on the ground. Got to commit more guys to the line of scrimmage. Got to get those running backs on the ground. That's way too easy.
And a decent gain there before the defense makes the stop. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Quarterback flips it ahead quickly to the receiver. can't quite cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the first down. The offense calls timeout, and they won't have any more left this half. Just enough time for one final play of the half. Just going to keep it after the snap. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee!
And that is exactly what you want from your offense. Man, late in the half, you want to execute and then punch it in physically on the ground. Take the lead going into the half. Take all the momentum. Nice execution on the drive by that offense.
Oh, look at Mr. Hands taking the squibber inside the 30. And good work by the coverage team to knock down the return man. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Thanks so much, guys. And I need not tell you, rivalry games always bring out a ton of emotion. And no surprise, we saw just that in the first half today. And we have to start this halftime breakdown by addressing the play of this elite wide receiver. This is clearly a young man who, once he's finished playing on Saturdays, he's going to be playing on Sundays. The kid has different gears. He has a knack for finding gaps in the defense. And I can't remember a college player with that kind of catch radius.
And the Vols will try to kick this one deep to get things underway in the second half. He wisely lets that one bounce through the back of the end zone, and they'll take over at the 25. Here comes that Alabama offense. They start this third quarter, one-possession game, and hoping to get an early drive going.
This offense is ready, and they're ready to take the field here and see if they can get something established. They don't have to change everything and reinvent the wheel. They've had some successes in the first half, so let's get that continued here on the opening drive.
Yeah, and I love getting that break at half to go talk with my coaches and pick my offensive coordinator's brain so I know exactly what I need to do to attack this defense, and I get ball first.
They go to the counter. And the defense holds firm. No pickup. They bring the punter onto the field now. First time today we've seen a punter go to work. First one of the day is off. He was called on 3 times in that victory last week. And he'll work his way on the return out to the 35-yard line before he stops. First play of this drive comes from the 35-yard line. Motion trying to get the defense to show its hand. Quarterback quick pass to the receiver. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Really nice job by the cornerback. Hey, a lot of cornerbacks want to cover. They want to drop back. They're not really about that life. They don't want to be the tackling kind of guy. They're like, yeah, leave that to the linebackers. That dude committed, came up, made a nice tackle.
Tackle is made after the first down. And the Volunteers will hustle to the line.
It's so important this offense is able to get this guy the ball in space, especially on the perimeter of the field. And I love that last play call because he's able to get outside and use his speed. To me, that's where this guy is his most dangerous.
And listen, they didn't get the huge play off of that, but I love the ability to show that and be able to show plays off of that jet motion and just show them you're willing to complete it. But, you know, get those little chunks at a time. It doesn't have to always be a home run. It's still a successful play.
Tackle is made, but not until he gets the first down.
You wonder now